Testing.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are ye?
How are ye?
Welcome back to the For My Future Self podcast. I am a congested Serena.
I'm a regular Callie. I'm fine. I'm just kidding.
And we are so happy to be here. The show must go on.
The show must go on.
Don't mind my congestion. Don't mind if I cough.
It's the weather change.
Yeah, I
Just
took my
honestly.
medicine already. Got my tea. So
She's cool,
I'm
guys.
good.
Mind your business. Just mind your business. That's all.
So we've been rewatching our episodes.
Yeah.
And
Tell them.
I say like and we say like and so yeah a lot.
So yeah, but yeah.
I feel like they're gonna go and rewatch the episodes.
Please
and
do.
hear it even more. Please do actually. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Count how many.
But we want to practice because practice makes perfect. Not saying those 3 words.
It's really hard. I feel like see? I feel like
But you do feel.
I do feel
What
it.
else can we say besides I feel like? I feel.
I think, I feel, I am. Or just skip I feel like
I know.
altogether.
Okay, so instead of saying I feel like I do this.
Or I can just be like,
I do this. That's correct.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
It's
so I'm gonna
bad.
give you a simple topic, and we'll just give each other like 10 seconds
Okay,
to
wait.
talk about something.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, let me get into character.
Watch, you're gonna sound like a robot because I did this exercise on my story, and I sounded like a robot.
But the key is just to talk and speak slow.
just to
right?
talk about whatever.
Okay.
Okay, talk about hydration and water and why it's important.
Hydration, water, and why is important.
Don't think, just go.
Beep, boop, boop. Beep, boop, boop. Beep, boop, boop. I love water. I absolutely love water. I pee all the time. It's a great thing. I think that's why my skin is so
Honestly,
clear.
True.
I have dry skin. Ooh, I was supposed to say it. I was about to say it. This is so hard. I feel like I'm not breathing. I feel like I am not breathing. I'm actually not breathing. Let's start over. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Can you give me a list of what I cannot say? I should write it down.
We
I
should
can't
have
say
a
but.
note right here.
I know. Don't say but. Like.
Or we should have like a little thing on the bottom.
I feel like.
where it says like, and so yeah, and then it'll have like a
And I
number
feel like.
score, and then drink if you. No, I'm just kidding, but that'd be so funny.
Yo.
Honestly,
One time.
Okay,
For the
yeah.
one time.
Not right now. We don't
Okay,
have time
water?
for that.
Okay, water. Aquafina water.
We'll give you 10 seconds. Ready?
Yeah.
Set. Go.
I love water. It's my best friend. If I had a choice between buying a beverage or like drinking, no,
It's okay.
no.
It's okay.
Okay, that was the first one,
Practicing.
y'all. I'm warming
Give me a
up.
topic. Give me a topic.
Okay. Not finding the pair to your sock.
Wait, what?
Because there's always socks that come out of the dryer, but sometimes it's not paired and you just have
What
loose,
is that?
You just have loose
What a loaded
socks. Doesn't that
So you
bother
want me
you?
to talk about loose socks?
Like doesn't have a pair,
Okay.
and it frustrates you.
Okay.
And actually,
Honestly, it's very frustrating when I do the laundry and when I do pretty much all my laundry and I throw all my clothes on the bed and I organize all the socks. None of the socks match. Literally. The accent.
literally, they don't match.
And it's very frustrating that I can't find these socks. Maybe we need to have an accent in order to not say. Because like and is very American. And like
100%.
and
Absolutely.
so why do we say so yeah?
Who made that a thing?
Why do we say
I hate you.
you know what
I'm
else
just kidding.
I know we say? No yeah.
I know, yeah. All the
No
time.
yeah, it's so true. No yeah. Weird.
No, yeah. Contradicting. Pick one. No or yes.
Yeah, weird.
Weird.
Anyway, we're gonna try to be very mindful this episode, and if
That's
we
a good exercise. I think everyone should do
completely
that.
lose track of it, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
But we're trying
We'll
our
progressively get better. We will. Because
Yeah.
now we're cautious of it.
Mhm.
But we're aware.
best. Correct.
It's going to bother me. I feel like I'm not
I'm really
breathing.
drinking tea this whole time. I'm very congested.
I feel like I'm not breathing because I'm thinking about not saying those words. Like it's in my chest. And it wants to come out so bad.
That's hilarious.
So let's catch up now. We already did that exercise. Hopefully we don't say the words that are not supposed to be spoken.
Mhm.
Voldemort.
Mhm.
How are you? What have you been up to? I feel like people know where you were, but tell them where you went.
Your girl was in her element in New York City.
In New York, concrete jungle with Jesus.
Honestly, that was playing while I was on the streets. Like, people were just playing that song, and I was like,
It's an anthem,
so
honestly.
on brand. I would do that too. That was the speaker.
Hello?
I think the speaker, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought it was something
Anyway,
else.
I just got back, and that's probably the reason why I'm congested, because that city is so damn congested. Honestly,
air is probably
it's
not-
the air, it's the
Yeah,
subway
it's-
of it all. It's so many
A lot of
people on the
people,
subway, and it's
dirt.
underground, and you smell pee everywhere.
I have an impression that New York is just this fabulous place. But in fact, my cousins who live there, I have a cousin in Harlem and I have a cousin in Brooklyn. And they say it's just... No shade in New York. I love
know.
you. I can't wait to go.
Mhm.
But it just smells like sewer, pee,
Yeah,
poop.
it's a city.
It's a city. Very
a city.
city. It's very, like... Yeah, it's not as clean as you thought.
Oh no, I don't know who thinks that New York is clean, but it's not.
but-
And people think Gossip Girl, which is where my family, where my
Devil Wears
mindset.
Prada.
I was definitely in my Gossip Girl vibe because of Serena Vanderwoods, and I was trying to live that.
Yes, you were.
life, and I was in
You were
it.
killing it.
I was in my element. I was loving it. So.
Yep.
Really nice. I used to live in New York. I mentioned this before. So I haven't been in 19 years, and it was just such a treat to see how everything looks. And there's some things that look familiar, some things that don't. Definitely things have changed. I'm from Flushing, Queens, New York, and so we actually got an Airbnb there. A lot of Chinese people, like everywhere. Restaurants, stores, everywhere you go, there's just pastry, like Chinese pastries, restaurants, really cool. But it was really fun. Honestly, I didn't get to I had a whole itinerary,
Right.
but I honestly couldn't get to everything because you just can't fit everything. And there's so much walking and transportation to each place.
Takes a
It
long
takes some time.
Well, how long were you there for?
I was
was the
there for 4 days, but I only spent like 3 because we left early morning on the 4th day.
Okay, so that's travel, right?
So I only had 2 full days because I went to a wedding, my aunt's wedding. Shout out to her.
Congratulations.
It was an Indian wedding.
Was it Liddy?
I'm sorry. It was so fun. Honestly, the music
Yeah,
is
it's lit.
fire. Okay.
It's lit. They're lit. Go to one. Invite me.
Honestly. I said Anyway. Went to her wedding, so fun. But the first day, we went to Manhattan. I had to have the bagels. Bagels were 10 out of 10. Where did we go? We went to the Met. The Met Steps.
Oh, yeah.
That
okay.
was fun. I felt like Gossip Girl.
Did you
And
go
then we
inside?
went to the museum.
Okay.
I went to the National History Museum, but we didn't have time. But we went to that was the Museum of Modern Art, so you get to see like Egyptian art,
that's so
Asian modern art,
I want
like
to go there so bad.
all different types, and that was really cool because I don't really go to museums, so it was really exciting to see like all these different things. We saw like Greek and Roman Empire type stuff. It was cool.
That's my shit.
So highly recommend. Times Square, honestly.
give us your
Times
feedback.
Square, I would not go again.
Okay.
It's cool to go just to be a tourist, but it's just too crowded.
It's busy, huh?
It's so busy, and like especially if you're going with a group, it's hard to navigate, and like you don't want to lose each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Like
it was
Disneyland.
fun. It was cool. It was a cool thing to see. So many lights, so many things going on,
Right.
and yeah, I probably wouldn't go there again. I wasn't
least you
able to
experienced it
go.
once.
Yeah, I couldn't go to Soho or anything. We went to Central Park.
Okay.
That was cool. Where did we go in Central Park? We just walked around. It was really beautiful. The apartments and like
Right.
things around there. I was like, oh, what a dream!
I know, the house, like,
that's
the
honestly
houses.
a dream. Like just living in there in that city.
Yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
want to live smack dab in like Times Square, or, like,
Right, no, no, no,
Manhattan.
no.
But
No,
I would
no,
try to probably live in the outskirts or maybe near Central Park.
Right.
And I live in like Brooklyn too. We went to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Bridge, and Dumbo. Took those cute pics with my man. I love those. Okay. Okay, but honestly, what I really like about New York is I feel like the environment is just always like go, go, go. And you know that. It's a city that never sleeps. And I just like that everyone's doing something. Like walking around Manhattan was really
fast-paced.
cool to see because like everyone was on their lunch break. You see people in suits or like cool, like nice outfits. And you just see all types of people from everywhere. And it's so cool. And my ADHD ass likes to be stimulated, and just everywhere I looked there was something to look at, and it makes you wonder like what are these people up to, and just like makes you want to do something, because I feel like if I lived there I would definitely just be doing something. Whereas in the suburbs it's so easy to get lazy. It's so easy.
Slow pace here.
It's so easy to be home, and I love it. I mean, it's where I live and I'm so used to it, but me and my brother were like, we can definitely see ourselves living here. There. It was really dope. The only thing is the subway. Subway's cool. That's like the best way to get places, because it's faster. Right. Honestly, walking over driving is faster in the city. If you go on your GPS, like it's faster to walk. So don't drive there. And no, but it was so dirty. Like in the subway for sure. I think that's why I got sick. So old.
Probably.
Yeah. And then this drunk person was like hitting Ray on his back.
What?
Because Ray was like by the door, and then there's this older guy who's very drunk, was just like, hey, like trying to make him move, like. And then he kept on like, he had a really raspy, loud voice, and he kept like trying to talk to him, and like fist bumped him randomly. And I was just like, oh god.
Please, sir, keep your distance.
But overall, I was living my dream. I could definitely see myself living there. Very expensive though, but you know, if it's in the cards for me someday, I will not. Yeah, you know, not do it. I think that's awesome. I was even looking at apartments and jobs there while I was at it, but
you said
I can't.
What are the prices?
I can't just leave.
What's the market like? I know. I do kind of fantasize. I've always visualized myself living in a city when I was younger. I mean, still my favorite place in the world is San Francisco, because family's from there. Always there with my family. Grew up doing so many things, so many memories there. And I always tell my brothers, like, I'm gonna live here. Like, I'm gonna be a city girl.
I feel like when you go to New York, you're gonna be like, it's a whole other ballpark.
It's a different ballpark. Now that we're in Sacramento, I do see myself maybe trying to live in this city. It is smaller, but I love the environment of it. But New York is definitely a dream. I want to do so many things over there.
The fashion, I feel like you would love just like being on the bus, because we rode a bus and we just drove by all the shops and boutiques, and I was just like,
so dope. It is a fantasy. I would love just to travel there first, just to see how I like it. But my cousin, who I mentioned who lived in Brooklyn, shout out to my cousin, he works for Ralph Lauren. And like he does like staging for products and stuff like that. It's very like Devil Wears Prada in my eyes. So he's like literally worked his way up from entry level jobs to like finally working for this like fashion company.
I feel like you can find your way there.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, that's so inspirational. Like, yes, I'm starting my own business, but it's always been a dream of mine to do that or be in that realm. So that's why New York is kind of like the hub for that, right? Yeah. So it is a fantasy. Maybe one day I'll... Who knows? Future self? Who knows? But I do see myself doing that, but within my own brand, hopefully.
Put a Kalafia Beauty in New York.
In
Kalafia Beauty NYC.
NYC branch.
Ooh.
I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, I love it. I wanna go to New York for sure. Definitely wanna go to like a Broadway. I wanna see it.
I went to a Broadway show.
You did? Okay, go.
And you have to watch Here Lies Love.
Ooh.
It's a Filipino full cast.
I heard about that.
It's so good. It's so different than most Broadway shows.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of like you're in a club.
Ooh.
Like a disco.
Yeah, you're not in like it's not like a
so
stage.
You can sit, there's like a main stage and then a center stage that moves. And there's people around it. So when the stage moves, you have to move.
Ooh.
And then there's stages on the side. There's like, so basically, no matter where you're sitting, you're going to have a good view of something. We sat in the seats, right? So we didn't stand because I didn't want to stand.
Yeah.
But so good. Their voices, the music, and you got to learn some history about like the president back then. Some tea right there,
girl. I know. I think my uncle seen that exact Broadway, and he stayed behind because you can potentially meet the cast.
You can dance. It's like a dance party at the end. There's no other Broadway show where it's like a club.
He got to meet Lea Salonga, and he sent me the picture. I said, I hate you.
She wasn't in the one. I think they change actresses from time to time. But the girl that I saw, Ariel Jacobs, she's really good.
I love Lea Salonga. My dream is to sing like her. I love her. Represent. But yeah, Broadway, that's my dream. I love musicals. I want to go there, watch it, see it. I've also just want to go there to train and dance. I would love to be in New York and dance and train and do all that
sounds
stuff.
so fun.
One of these days, I'm manifesting it. I'll be in New York.
There's something in me that in another life I stayed in New York and never came to California, and I went to Juilliard. Excuse me, bless you. Yeah, because when I was younger, I've always wanted to, like, I told you this, but, like, perform.
Be a star.
Be a star.
Juilliard was it.
Juilliard was it. But it's okay.
It's okay.
This is how my life came about. And
You
I'm
are a star,
blessed.
Serena. Think about it. You're a star. I feel like a lot of people know you. They know what you do. They know your business. She said,
Excuse me.
Who?
Give me those shades. I was kidding.
No, but you're becoming another version of that in your own way.
True.
In your business.
True. And that's super cool. You
Yeah.
too.
Thank you. I'm trying.
You too. And I think what we want to get into is we've both talked about this, where something that we've been very adamant on and finding a lot of success in with running our businesses is authenticity.
100%.
So that's our topic of today, and our word of the week is authenticity. Because we found out that it's very important when you're running a business, because like you said, having all these skills
Right.
all that,
You can have all like the skills in the world. You're really good at your craft, but if your quote unquote service is not to par, then that you can take a hit. Literally, like for example, let's just say you go to a restaurant, right? The food is really good, or like, and you're having a great experience, but like your server is not giving the energy they're giving.
and people be writing Yelp reviews about
and
the
ruins
servers.
your whole overall experience, because it's not what you ate or what happened, it's just how you felt and what you got from it, right? And so when you're a lash tech or when you're in real estate and you're dealing with people one-on-one, I believe it's just very important that you take that extra step in just being yourself and connecting with people, truly trying to find a connection and building that rapport with somebody, because that literally is foundational to your business and just you as a worker, like the quality and the characteristics that you have. I feel like it's really important to be a very communicative, very good communication, personal, like being yourself and kind and genuine, and like really wanting to help somebody, really putting in that energy and fulfilling your tasks like 100%, and not just half-assing certain things, because it's really helpful when, I don't know, maybe that's just the type of people we are. Like, I love getting to know somebody, or I love putting in the extra effort to like be kind and like have the whole experience for them, rather than they're just coming here to get their lashes done and they're in and out, and it's just.
And you can tell too when someone really cares about their craft, really cares about their clients, and because that's what makes people come back.
Right. And I
because
think
you provided a memorable experience.
Exactly. Memorable experience. And it's more than just customer service. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when that term gets thrown out there. Like, maybe you have social anxiety, maybe you struggle with speaking in front of a crowd or in front of a person. But I know it's hard, but I think a lot of people don't realize how important that is. And not only starting your business, but even having a regular job. Like, it's very, very important. I don't know what your job entails. Maybe it doesn't need that, but for us personally, like 100%, it makes a difference. So I guess we really want to talk about that, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are lacking that, and it's just all about like making the bag, getting money, right, and like trying to turn over people,
getting the numbers
in, but it's not like you're not slowing down and really like sitting in yourself and like, I'm saying like a lot.
It's okay.
Sitting in yourself and being more personable with your clients, being I don't know, I'm just trying to, I guess another way of saying it is, how can we level up our authenticity within our own businesses, and how can we make it better, right? Because I feel like I'm at a good point now, because we're very like, I feel like we're good people like people's people, like we're good people, like we like talking to people, we're used to it, but not a lot of people can thrive in that. But I think if we talk about that today, hopefully it can help you guys out a little bit, for those of you who are scared to kind of talk to people, or like jump out of that comfort zone. It'll really make a difference within your business, because I see it firsthand, like every day when I'm talking to clients. Not only am I doing their lashes, probably you too when you're giving consultation or you're going through a whole process with them, and you're doing this whole deed that like can change the course of their life. Like it matters. Like what you're doing matters because they're spending their time with you, their time, their money. It's a sacrifice because time is money, and it's very precious to me and to Serena. Like it's not just like a fast food type thing. Like you're in and out, you're buying, doesn't really care about.
It's a process.
You know. So let's just talk about that today because I feel like people either lack in it or they need help. And I always want to get better.
So gearing towards people that are running their business, maybe just starting or struggling in this aspect, definitely I've been there where I consider myself an introvert now. I think it's funny because going into the business, I thought I was an extrovert. I thought I liked to talk to people because it was like so easy. I thought I could hold a conversation pretty easy, and I still do.
Right.
But it takes a lot more effort being an introvert. And it definitely takes a lot of practice. And of course, you're going to have conversations with people that you may not be similar to. And it's just, you can't first of all, don't beat yourself up about it because you can't expect yourself to just mesh with every single person you come across, every person you work with.
Unrealistic.
It takes a lot of practice and learning how people operate. Is this a driver type of personality? Is this more of this person needs hand holding? This person, they're a mixture of both. And you have to learn how to read the room and know how to shapeshift in a way, but not in such a way where you're going to change your entire personality. And that's something that I've definitely started to develop a good habit of, because I am proud to say that I can get into a room of really high performing people and still have a conversation, and then also have, you know, people that are opposite of that, and like be able to just mesh with different kinds of crowds. And if you want to get into real estate, first of all, it's very important that you can do that. And don't beat yourself up. The main thing you should do is go to open houses or host open houses, or go out to more events or parties, like when your friends invite you to go to their birthday things or all that. It's just, you have to just go for it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to help you in the long run be able to get more clients or give a better experience for anybody, because you don't want to just keep your clients in a certain bubble,
right? Like
the same type of people. But the nice thing is that pretty soon you can attract people that are like you because you're being authentic. So something that a lot of clients have told me from social media or people that work with me, a lot of the reasons why they reach out is they say, you know, you're very personable, you're very relatable, you're not showing all the, I sold, like when you compare realtors pages, you see people posting their successes and they're posting, I sold this house today, I sold this house the other, like it's a lot of just like, I've done this, I've done that.
Right.
For me, I take pride in showing my process and journey of the struggle of going through this, because it's more realistic. It's, you know, and people feel more comfortable going to a person that they can relate to and build a connection with. Not saying that those realtors that show all their successes and the glitz and glam don't get a lot of clients, because they probably do and they have their way, but I find so much more joy posting this type of relatable content and having people similar to me come through my door. And it's just a more fun experience, because now I can build even better relationships with them because we've already made that type of connection. And me personally, I like to watch people that show the real side of them and the real obstacles that they go through, or even as simple as, I follow a realtor and she'll just literally go about her day and then she'll get on her story and be like, hey, this happened today with my client and this happened and there was a problem and so we had to have a solution, and that was cool to see. I think that's important because now you can see firsthand what the realtor and their client had just experienced. So then you have a good idea, and it makes you, it just makes it feel more comfortable, and now you know what to expect.
Yes.
And it's not as scary going into it, because buying a house is obviously
Right.
a big step, and I've experienced a lot of first-time home buyers get really nervous or get anxiety from it all, you know, especially if it's a competitive market. So again, I like to post content that's very, if you're a first-time home buyer, this is what you should expect. This is something that happens. But at the end of the day, at all my consultations, I say this. I know it's a lot, but this is my job. I'm here to hold your hand through it all.
Right.
I'm here. You can call me anytime. Just if you, again, I'm your guide through it all, and I don't want you to ever feel like
you're by yourself. You're
alone. Or you're blindsided or don't know the next step, because that's what I'm here for. It's communication, like you said. Communication is such a big thing. Something that I like about you too is that you let the client know, because I've got my lashes done, shout out, kind of like what's going on. Like you tell them, oh, I'm putting this on your eyes because da-da-da-da-da, or you give a really good pre-appointment list of make sure you don't do this because that, and then you also post in your videos why it's important to do certain things or to not do certain things before or after you get your lashes.
No, yeah, I just think the more informative I am, the more comfortable people will be coming into getting their lashes done, whether they're thinking about it or they're already booked an appointment but they don't know what to expect. I feel like me going into anything, I need to know what's up. Like, I need to know the itinerary. I need to know, like, what's happening, what I need to prepare. Like, I'm just like that. That's just my personality. So I fear for the one that is like me. And then I create content, or, like, I be as informative as I can for those. I feel like it's just, I owe it to them. Like, I feel like it's a disservice for me to not let people know, like, okay, this is what you have to do in order to prepare for coming into a lash appointment. It's not as scary as a lot of people thought, or it's not as invasive as a lot of people thought. It's not uncomfortable. And then you have to, I feel like it just comes from a place of caring, you know? We genuinely care and love what we do, and that's why the attention to detail is so important. So when Serena was saying, like, oh, I tell her what I'm doing, let me just break it down. So when someone comes into the lash realm or for your appointment, whether they've gotten it done or not, I like to talk and I like to tell them, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm using. I use lash tape, we separate your lashes, and this is the purpose behind it. It's more of like, I love letting them know the purpose behind everything versus just the thing itself. Like, it's not about what I'm doing, it's about why, right? And so I just like communicating that, because not only does it make the client feel more at ease because they know what's happening, because, you know, your eyes are closed the whole time. You're not watching them do your nails, you're not watching them do your hair. It's a different service. So, and I just feel like it's better for them, and it honestly, it makes me feel good because we're on the same page. Like, if I didn't tell you all these things were happening and then you're kind of questioning what's happening and you're uncomfortable, that's on me. For me to not provide that comfortability and like a safe space for you, that's all on me, and that's all on you to do as that business owner, like, or to create a comfortable space for people to reach out to Serena. Like, what if she's not a personable person? Like, what if she's kind of like stern and like her personality and like isn't really showing through, and she's not willing to open up herself to people, and then people are not going to be ready and willing to talk to her. They're not going to be ready and willing to book with me. You know, like, it just comes hand in hand with genuinely caring about the people you're working with and your craft. It's all a reflection on you. And I know it's really intimidating to hear all of this, especially if you're not comfortable, like, speaking to people, or if you're not comfortable, like, kind of getting out of your comfort zone and being personable with people. It is very anxious. Like a lot of people get anxiety off of it, and I respect that.
You could be overthinking, like, yourself, because definitely we're very self-critical too at times.
Pressure,
and it's easy to be like, you know, did I say that right? Did I come in with confidence? Did I do that? Did I do this? But don't reflect, but then just move forward and do better on the next one. So, another thing I wanted to ask is, you know, when you do people's lashes, do you ask them if they want it? Because I know there's some people that don't want to be talked to, and people that love to have conversation.
100%. So, okay, if you're a new client, or every client, I always ask how they are, like, how's their day, and I always do like a mini consultation before anything, even if they're just coming in for a fill, I just like talking to them first.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's, actually, I take that back. Usually the consultation is done if it's like their very first time with me, and I always lay out everything. Like I talk to them first, like this is how it's gonna go, and I always ask them like, let me know if you're tired, like I can put on some music for you, you can just relax, and like you'll wake up with brand new lashes. You don't have to worry about a thing. You literally just have to sit there and do nothing.
That sounds relaxing.
Yeah, I know. So I just want to fall asleep right now. But usually I ask them beforehand because I don't want to bombard them with like so much information that they're so tired. Usually, a lot of the times, a lot of them are like, no, please, I want to know. Like, I want to know what you have to say. Like, I really like that you're telling me all of this. Typically, I haven't experienced this before. Usually, when I get my lashes done, you know, the lash tech doesn't talk to me in this way. It's either silent or we're just talking shit. You know, like, so 9 times out of 10, they usually asked for me to talk them through it. And then after I'm done with my spiel, then they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. And so it's a very calm like environment. It's not like I'm bombarding you with all my freaking energy I'm like being like, you know, my like social butterfly self in front of you. No, like I like I said before, like I can feel people's like energy. So I know when to like tone it down, and I know when to turn it up. I typically just try to match them. Like when they come in, how they say hi to me. And then the questions they have, I try to match it. And then when they get, it's just so funny. Like, but when people lay down and then they start talking and the ball gets going and then they open up, they turn into like a totally different person because like they're comfortable and their personality's coming out. We can relate on certain things. So it's different for everyone. If you're a lash tech out there and you kind of struggle with the customer service side, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll come with practice. I feel like I've been fortunate because I've been put in situations wherein I was cultivated to do this. Like, I literally grew up in customer service situations. I don't know. A lot of people don't get that. Like, in church, I was a youth group leader. Like, I was always in charge of big groups of people. In high school, I was the president of a club. Like, I was like always in that realm of speaking to people, and I was like working a customer service job. I worked in hospitality. Like, I worked up these skills like throughout a span of like 5 to 10 years, you know. Like, it didn't just come natural to me. So don't feel like, oh my god, like I'm not as vivacious and like outgoing as Serena or Callie. Like, how am I supposed to do this? Or like, I look up to these people online who have these businesses and their personalities are so cool. Like, the pressure is immense, but don't let it get to you, because a lot of the times, like, it wasn't like that in the beginning. You know, you had, like Serena said, go to those seminars, like interact with more people. It takes practice, but it's worth it because, you know, it goes back into your business and it goes back into yourself. So I think what can help, let's talk about the ways that we can help our people and help ourselves. Like, what are some things that we could talk about?
I think as simple as, if you want to take a baby steps towards it, is have a goal of I'm so about the goals.
But it's
just
good.
Like per day, like every day, if you go out of the house, make sure to talk to one person that you don't know. Whether that be someone like you're at Starbucks and, you know, talk to the cashier, be like, how was your day going? And you'll be surprised that you can actually get a client that way. Because then as the conversation flows, they'll be like, oh yeah, what are you about to do? I'll be like, oh, I'm about to show a home today. She's like, oh, you're a realtor. And just put yourself out there. What I always hear my mentors say is, don't be a secret agent. Don't be a secret business owner. Obviously, you don't want to be so salesy. Be like, I'm a realtor. Do you need to buy a house? No. But make it be known somehow, and not in a way where it's very cocky or
in your face.
Just let the conversation flow. And if anything, the goal is not to have them become a client, but the goal is to build relationships at the end of the day is what's going to help your business thrive.
Okay.
For sure. And I know it's hard because I've been there looking at social media, seeing all these realtors. Oh my god, they're so confident. Oh my god, she's so good with her words. She don't say like her she don't she's so like in her element. And that doesn't mean you're not. That doesn't mean you have to be that person. And I've learned this over time because I look up to a lot of people, and it's easy for me to like, I look up to people that have podcasts or like the way that they speak and everything. And I always try to like keep watching them, keep listening to them. But at the end of the day, why am I trying to
be them,
ingrain them in my being? You know?
Right.
It's not going to work that way, because we're all built to be ourselves. We're not supposed to strive to be someone else. You're striving to elevate yourself and be yourself at the end of the day, because that's a hard lesson that I've had to learn as I was growing in my business. So you're hearing from firsthand experience of someone that would see successful people and think, oh, I have to imitate them in order to get to their level. But there's such a rewarding thing knowing that you got to where you are because you were who you are, because you're yourself. And that at the end of the day is gonna make you more fulfilled than anything. Yes, there's certain tips and tricks you can take from people, skills and whatever, ways to go navigate your business, but when it comes to authenticity, there's no way to learn it from someone else. The only way is to know yourself and to keep doing your best. And again, it's the elevating. I think elevating yourself is such a thing for us in this podcast, because we're always striving to be better, but also while we do that, we're also appreciating who we are and loving ourselves no matter what kind of mistakes we go through. It's unconditional love to ourselves, because once you have that, then you'll feel confident. Then you won't feel as insecure because you're not acting like some other person or having another personality. And from there, you can keep building on top of that. So the main thing is just knowing yourself, loving yourself. And I know it's hard to be like, oh, I'm sure of myself, because there's a lot of times where we're very unsure, right?
Yes, 100%.
And again, it's giving yourself grace from that, because I've been there, we've been there, and it's easy to like push ourselves down and be like, oh, we're not sure of ourselves, we're not as confident, why are we like this, why can't we just be sure of ourselves, why can't we know what we want? But stop asking it, just go about your day. Do your best. Do your best, and if you didn't get to everything that you wanted to do, it's fine. But I think really that's the foundation of being authentic. It's and it's self-acceptance of it.
100.
All your flaws and all.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. Like what Serena said, it's kind of a hard thing to tell yourself, because I feel like that's not something that we naturally would say.
It's like hard but easy, right?
Right. It's not a normal conversation you would have with yourself, right? Because we're constantly on Instagram, YouTube, right? And we see all these things happening around us, but what really matters is what you love to do and what your personal goal is, what vision you have for yourself, what you would like to see out of yourself, and that's what's most important. And people will gravitate to that. A lot of the times when it comes to entering the beauty industry, right, a lot of people compare each other, compare yourself to other brands that are huge, big, and you want to be like them, like Christina, oh my god, that's like Serena Christina. Anyway, like Serena said,
wrong
right, you want to, wrong bitch. Like Serena said, like you want to like do what they do, like follow the layout that they have, but you're not, how do I say this? You will attract the ones that are meant to be for you. You know what I'm saying? Like my market is going to be completely different than yours, because some people will connect to you. They'll find ways to be like, oh, I like her work, I resonate with her. But it's for everyone is different, so don't dwell on that as much. I think that's what pitted me back, and that's what held me back from growing in my business. Like when I first started, I was so busy, like I formatted everything like this girl, and I formatted my brand and like my look like this /tech, and like whoever had the most followers and like who was booking the most and who had the highest level of like prices, right? And it wasn't getting me anywhere, and I wasn't pulling anyone, I wasn't connecting to anybody. But as soon as I found myself and I found what I actually love in this business and what I actually love about myself, and I projected that into it, it made the biggest switch. And I'm telling you, it's hard. it's not easy. It's not like you're like gonna wake up like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Oh my god, finally an epiphany.
Indecisive as hell.
Oh my god, an epiphany finally. Like no, it's gonna
takes
take time, bro. Like it's not easy, and we're here to tell you like you just need to put in the work and it will be worth it. But you are you and I am me and Serena is Serena. Like we can't be each other, and that's what's the most beautiful part of this like entrepreneurship. Like everyone has something to give and everyone has a seat. It's not like, oh, I'm trying to like one up, or like I'm trying to be a
like
competitive.
then think about it, why would you want to be another, like look at it from an outside scope.
Right. Yeah.
Why would you want to be this exactly like this person,
or if you want to format your business exactly the way
don't you want to be the leader? Don't you want people to want to be like you? Like why are you trying to be a follower?
Girl, that's the real question.
But yeah, I think just
yeah, we're not trying to
get off social media.
Yeah, we're not trying to like we're not trying to, I feel like our tone is very like lectury, but we're coming, like I said, we're coming from a place of like
we're still going through
and
too.
love and care. Like we're still trying to figure it out. We both just did a flip in our businesses. Like Serena's being more authentic in what she needs to do. I'm being more authentic in what I want to see in my business, and the fruits of our labor are slowly coming. And we're not telling you because like, oh shit, like our businesses are popping, like we already know. No, like we're still figuring it out, and I'm still
know that.
we know they know that, and like we're still trying to get better at being more authentic. And it's more than just the word in itself, and it's more than just that surface level of like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm authentic.
Yeah, no. It's not even that way. It's more like I'm me.
Authenticity is just you being you, and you being confident in that, and knowing, I don't know, it's just a beautiful thing. Individuality is crazy. Like everyone is so different. That's what makes this world a beautiful place. Like like use that as your power.
Like in New York, that was everywhere.
Everywhere. It's so diverse.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Use it as your power. Like you might have other interests than other people. Use that as like an advantage for yourself, because I don't know, like there's endless combinations and endless possibilities of what you can do to like help you be your most authentic self. We're not here to tell you exactly what to do, but we're just trying to encourage you
to do that.
To do it.
Because
yeah,
that's what. And again, like she said, we're not at the end yet, right?
No.
But we've noticed from experience that being authentic, posting that are true to ourselves, and being ourselves in front of our clients has made that shift for us in our business so far.
Right.
And that's the number one thing, aside from skill and learning it all. I think that's just another part of it that's very, very important. So I'm such a journal girl. Just journal, girl. Just reflect. Just be like, I know this sounds like a lot. If you think about it, being authentic, be yourself, whatever. But it's a lot. But again, it's giving yourself grace, reflecting on what has worked for you today, what didn't work for you today, what made you feel a certain way. Don't listen to your gut.
Yeah.
If something's like not working out for you, this doesn't work for you, then move on to the next thing. It's fine.
Yeah, and don't let people bless you. Don't let people
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't let people manipulate you or like mold you into something that you're not. You know, like don't let them have that power even though you look up to them, or like maybe you can find inspo. That's totally cool, but
I do that,
yeah, like I don't know. I try to find myself in other people so I can build that connection and make my brand as successful as theirs. But I'm forcing myself. I was forcing myself. Like I didn't see myself in them actually. So I just had to, I don't know, we're on our own individual journeys. You just have to
it's good to surround yourself with like similar people to
exactly
for motivation and like to hype each other up and all that.
Yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, be yourself, love yourself, and that will shine through.
And honestly, genuinely, it helps if you just love what you do. Because like if you don't like what you're doing, you're not gonna put in that effort, and you're not gonna sacrifice what you need to sacrifice. You're not gonna work for it. So I think that's one thing that we also need to evaluate everyone. Like, do you really love it? Like, is it fulfilling like your purpose, and like do you have those goals, and do you really want to help these people? You know, like what is your goal within your business, or like what you're doing in your life? I think that's a more of like a rhetorical and like self-reflection type of thing, like you have to love, like Serena genuinely loves what she does. I genuinely 100% love what I do, and it would hurt me more if I was an asshole. like I don't know, like we're not like that, but when we're talking to people and we're making these connections, it means everything. So that's just how I see it. A lot of people think, I feel like people would think like, oh, she's getting too deep, like it's just like what's she talking about, like means everything.
But that just shows how passionate I'm
just passionate about what I do, and I care genuinely about these people. That's why my customer service is just through the roof, honestly. Like I want everyone who comes in here to have that experience, and I want to draw them in, not only for the clients, but like what would bring them back here, because the experience that they have here in this room could be totally different than what they're getting in another room with another lash tech,
same
right, or another realtor or another company, right?
And again, if you get a client that maybe didn't mesh well with you, that's fine. Don't beat yourself up,
because maybe that's meant for you, or that's meant for somebody else,
because you're not going to mix with everybody.
You're not.
At the end of the day, you're probably going to be happy that you didn't have to work with them, because they could have been a pain.
That's just God telling you
so it's fine. And so even firsthand, I mean, because you did my lashes, we're doing this podcast,
right?
So it's so dope.
I love talking about this stuff. I feel like going into the workforce as a young kid, I was scared, and my customer service skills and being personable wasn't there completely, but I'm telling you, like, with practice and time, like, it'll come to you. I'm not saying get a job in hospitality. I'm not saying but if you are starting your business and you're like, it takes money to make money. Let's just say like you're having your job, building that capital while you're starting your business, right? Maybe find a job that will help you cater to the skill that you want to hone in on, like maybe try to find a job that will help you with those skills, because it'll be very beneficial to you and your business.
It's not only important to be authentic in just business. I think in life in general, in order to just live a nice and fulfilling life, just to really embrace who you are, everything, the flaws, your strengths, everything about yourself. And at the end of the day, authenticity is key.
I love this episode.
I know.
I feel like I don't hear people talking about this a lot, even though I've heard authenticity a lot. Yeah, authenticity, women. But, like...
just diving more deep into it is really nice.
Like, deep into it, and, like, just being personal. Like, okay, what Serena talks about, what I talk about. It's just cool. It's dope. I'm glad we came up with this topic.
It helped me, too, because I definitely do get stressed about all these new ways of doing business and how these people are approaching it. And
it's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming with all this stuff, in media, and your mind, and people telling you all these things.
Yeah, it's hella
But
noise.
You have to tune it out and do what works for you. Honestly. Reevaluate if you have to, but that's my problem. My toxic trait is keep changing my processes on how I do things, and not sticking to one thing, because I feel like, I need to try all these things.
Right,
I gotta be innovative. I gotta do all this, but
if you think about it now, people sell that. Like, people sell, like, what they're doing. Like, they try to sell it to people, like, oh, this is how I did it, this is how it works, blah, blah, blah. It's very much, like, trying to convince other people to do what you did on social media.
Which is kind of what we're doing, almost, but...
Kind of, right? But
we're telling you here is do what works for you.
Exactly.
Find your 3 strengths and hone in on those.
I just hope you can find one day that you can find your authentic self, and I hope for our future selves that we've gotten better at this, and like it's helped us thrive in our businesses, and I hope this conversation helped at least one person today.
Helped me.
It helped me for sure. But yeah, don't feel pressure to like, oh my god, be the best customer service person. Maybe that's not even your goal, but like we do encourage you to do that. Just be yourself, and it's like, it's amazing. Just do you.
Hugs. I love you guys.
I love you guys. The pat of the shoulders.
We love you.
Tune
in to our next episode next week, every Friday at 8 a.m. top of the morning.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
YouTube,
IG.
All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Love you.